We are the Gujarat Technological University. Since its inception over a decade ago, GTU has been empowering young and curating minds to realize their true potential. Over 4 lakh inspired students are enrolled with one of the premier academic universities in India. With more than 450 affiliated colleges in its fold operating across 5 zones of the state, GTU, the International Innovative University, your place to move forward.
Hello students, my name is Khushbu Mehta. I am working as assistant professor in SNPIT and RC Umrah. I am going to deliver a brief lecture on phase equilibria and azeotropic mixture, which is the part of subject Chemical Engineering Thermodynamics 2. So here is the content that we are going to learn in this lecture. Concept of phase equilibria, application of phase equilibria, phase rule by Gibbs, Duhaim's theorem, azeotropic mixtures, minimum boiling azeotrope and maximum boiling azeotrope. So first, phase equilibria. So in our regular life experiences as well as in many other philosophy, home life, industry and so on, there is a transfer of substance from one phase to another phase. For instance, if we going to see some examples, number 1, breathing. We take oxygen from air and it dissolves in blood while carbon dioxide leaves the blood and enters through the air. So here there is a transfer of oxygen from a gas phase to liquid phase, which is our blood, and again the transfer of carbon dioxide from blood to the gas phase. So here the transfer of substance from liquid phase to gas phase and gas phase to liquid phase. Number 2, coffee making. Water soluble ingredients are leached from coffee grains into water. So here is the transfer of water soluble ingredients from solid phase to liquid phase. Number 3, stain removals. Applying of cleansing liquid to dissolve and thereby remove the greasy spots and stains. So here is the transfer of solid material into the liquid phase, which is the cleaning fluid. This transfer of substance occurs because when two phases are brought into contact, they tend to extend their constituents until the composition of each phase attains a constant value. And when each phase attains to constant value, this state is known as the equilibrium state. In this state, both the phases are in equilibrium. A system is said to be in equilibrium if it shows no tendency to depart from the state either by energy or by mass transfer across the phase boundary. At equilibrium condition, there are no driving force for energy and mass transfer, and all forces are in exact balance. So we can say at equilibrium the net forces are zero. Transfer of material or energy occurs only till the equilibrium is established between two phases. Once the equilibrium was established, then there is no transfer of any substance or any material across the phase boundaries. Equilibrium compositions of two phases are often very different from each other. The phase equilibrium thermodynamics is fundamental importance in many branches. It is particularly important in chemical engineering as a majority of manufacturing processes involves transfer of material or mass between phases either during preparation of raw material or during the purification of the finished product. Here, in distillation, gas liquid absorption, liquid extraction, leaching, absorption, etc. are some of the important separation techniques which employing mass transfer between the phases. A good foundation in phase equilibrium thermodynamics is essential for the analysis and design of these processes. Equilibrium composition of two phases are often very different from one another. This difference enables us to separate mixtures by distillation, extraction and other phase contacting operation like gas liquid absorption and adsorption. So here we use the difference of composition that will be at equilibrium condition in two phases used as the driving force for the separating processes like distillation, extraction and others. Species composition at equilibrium depends upon temperature, pressure, chemical nature and concentration of substance in the mixture, etc. Phase equilibrium seeks to establish the relation among various properties like temperature, pressure, composition that ultimately prevail when two or more phases reach to state of equilibrium wherein all tendency for further change has ceased. That means at phase equilibrium condition we need to establish a qualitative or and quantitative relationship between pressure, temperature and composition like parameters which are intensive properties of the system. It's in need for the quantitatively define the system. So we do that as after equilibrium there is no tendency of changes in the system. The two type of phase equilibrium problems that are frequently encountered are: number one, the determination of composition of phases which exist in equilibrium at a non-temperature and pressure. So here in the first type of problem we determine the composition of the substance in the different phases which are in equilibrium at given pressure and temperature. So basically we find x and y at non-p and t. Number two, in this type of problem, the determination of conditions of pressure and temperature required to obtain equilibrium between phases of specified composition. So here we find pressure and temperature at given composition. So there are two types of problems are available in the phase equilibrium fundamentals. As we see that we have the need of establishing qualitatively relationship between the intensive variables like pressure, temperature, composition. This relationship is developed by the phase rule which is derived by the Gibbs. So phase rule allowed to find degree of freedom. What is the degree of freedom? The degree of freedom is that the number of independent variables that must be fixed to establish uniquely the intensive state of the system. That means number of intensive parameters that can be independently vary. For example, any condition P has fixed value of T. So we have to determine the degree of freedom. That means that number of variables that we can fix independently and define the system completely. So F is equal to F total variables. So F is equal to total variables minus total equation. So F, that means number of variables that may be fixed independently in a system, which is the subtraction of total number of variables that characterize the intensive state of system, and minus number of independent equation that can be written connected variables. So here if we consider a system which contains P, V, T variables, so here N is equal to number of chemical species and pi is equal to number of phases in equilibrium. So for this system the variables are pressure, temperature and n-1 mole fraction of each phase. Why n-1 mole fractions? Because we know that summation of the mole fractions is equal to 1. So if we get the one less mole fraction than the number of components, we can easily get the alternate. So here we take the n-1 mole fraction, and we have to take it for each phase. So total number of variables is equal to Pt. We consider pressure and temperature, which makes two variables. So here we written 2 plus pi into n minus 1, because we have to consider n minus 1 mole fraction for the each phase. So we multiply n minus 1 with with pi. So 2 plus pi into n minus 1 variables in our system. Now equations. If we consider a binary system in which alpha, beta and gamma phases are in equilibrium, then to determine the equilibrium condition, we have to return the chemical potential equation. As we know, at phase equilibrium, chemical potential of particular component in every phase is equal. So here we have written for component A. So mu A alpha is equal to mu A beta. That means for component A, chemical potential in alpha phase is equal to chemical potential in beta phase. Same as we can write for beta phase and gamma phase. So we have written mu A beta is equal to mu A gamma. That means the chemical potential for component A in beta phase is equal to chemical potential for component A in alpha phase. So here we have taken 3 phases in equilibrium and we get only 2 phase equilibrium equation for particular component. So we can say we get pi minus 1 equations. That means we get one less equation than the number of phases in our system. So we have written pi minus 1 equation for component A, and we can write same for the component B here. So mu B alpha is equal to mu B beta, and similarly mu B beta is equal to mu B gamma. So we can write this as, if our system consists of n number of components, then we can write this type of equation for n times. So pi minus 1 equation for n times. So pi minus 1 into n. So here is the total number of equation is equal to pi minus 1 into n. Now we can find degree of freedom, total variables minus total equations. So on simplification, we get the equation f is equal to n minus pi plus 2, which is the equation of finding degree of freedom by Gibbs phase rule. Similarly, Duhem's theorem is derived for the finding the quantitative relationship between the variables. This Duhem's theorem is less used compared to Gibbs phase rule. It is applied on closed system at equilibrium, for which extensive state is fixed as well as intensive state is fixed. That means if we consider a closed system, then there is no change of material or no losses of material. That means extensive state is also fixed for this kind of system. So in Duhem's theorem, there is a extensive state of the system is also taken in consideration. This state of such system is said to be completely determined. So for the Duhem's phase rule, if we count the total number of variables. So as we shown before, 2 plus n minus 1 into pi intensive variables, which already we get in the phase rule. Now pi extensive variable added. Why pi extensive variables? Because for the phase, all the phases in the system, we consider the mass or volume or any very extensive variable. So there are number 1 extensive variable, and it will be multiplied with pi number of phases. So pi into 1 is equal to pi. So we have to add pi extensive variable in this total number of variables. So finally we get 2 plus n pi total number of variables. Equations. Now for closed system, material balance equation for n number of species are in addition to the pi minus 1 into an equation of phase equilibrium. So for extensive state and this Duhem theorem, we have to consider the n number of mass balance equation. Mass balance equation in that means we have to consider mass balance equation for particular component in the number of phases available. So for each component there will be one equation. So we got n number of equation. So we have to add n in the earlier total number of available equations. So we have added n plus pi minus 1 into n. So finally we got total number of equation is equal to n into pi. Now f is equal to total variables minus total equation. So at the end we get f is equal to 2. So from it is the Duhem theorem in which number of degree of freedom is 2. So based on the result of Duhem theorem, we can say for any closed system formed initially from given masses of prescribed chemical species, the equation state is completely determined when two independent variables are fixed. So we can say from Duhem's theorem, if there is a closed system and if we fix two parameters, then our system is completely determined. Now on comparison of phase rule and Duhem's theorem, if we get in phase rule f is equal to 1, then the system has at least one variable which is intensive and the others variable is extensive, because the f is equal to 2 in Duhem's theorem for all the systems. So if in phase rule for any particular system we get f is equal to 1, that means that one variable is intensive and the other variables is extensive. If we get f is equal to 0 for phase rule for any particular system, then that means there is no intensive variable for this system and both the variables are extensive. Azeotropic mixtures. So an azeotrope or a constant boiling mixture is a mixture of two or more liquid whose properties cannot be altered by simple distillation, which is known as azeotropic mixture. That means azeotropes are constant boiling mixture. On boiling, their properties do not change, or we cannot change their properties by simple distillation. So an azeotrope is a liquid mixture with an equilibrium vapor of the same composition as the liquid. So we can say X is equal to Y star. That means the composition in liquid phase and in vapor phase for the particular component is same. Equilibrium temperature of an ordinary solution varies from bubble point to dew point, and the boiling point of azeotrope remains constant till the entire liquid is vaporized. So here is the difference between simple mixtures and azeotropic mixtures. In simple mixtures, the temperature, equilibrium temperature varies from bubble point to dew point, while in case of azeotropic mixtures, the temperature will be constant till the entire liquid is vaporized. The azeotropes are formed by solutions showing large positive or negative deviation from ideality. So here what is the deviation from ideality? So in cases of azeotropic mixtures, the total pressure shows either greater than or less than value of the particular pressure. So this is called as large positive or negative deviation from the ideality. So this kind of situation happens, then the azeotropes are formed for the particular components. Now there are two types of azeotropes: minimum boiling azeotrope and maximum boiling azeotrope. Now first we see minimum boiling azeotrope. The boiling point of this azeotrope is lower than the boiling points of its constituents. That means if we consider two components and take in consider their boiling points, then the total boiling point of the mixture will be less than the particular boiling point of the its constituents. This solution exhibits large positive deviation from Raoult's law and large vapor pressure difference of components. For example, ethanol boils at 78.4 degrees Celsius, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, but the azeotrope boils at 78.2 degrees Celsius, which is lower than either of their constituents. Same for the maximum boiling azeotrope. The boiling point of this azeotrope is higher than the boiling points of its constituent. In minimum boiling point it is lower, and in maximum boiling point it is higher than the boiling point of its constituents. The maximum boiling azeotrope occurs if solution exhibits negative deviation from the ideality. So, for negative deviation from ideality, there is a maximum boiling azeotrope. For example, hydrogen chloride boils at minus 84 degrees Celsius and water at 100 degrees Celsius, but the azeotrope is boiled at 110 degrees Celsius, which is higher than either of its constituents. Now we see in detail minimum boiling azeotrope. Solution showing positive deviation from ideality. That means the total pressure of the system at equilibrium is greater than ideal value in certain cases may lead to the formation of azeotrope of minimum boiling type azeotrope. The boiling point of this azeotrope is lower than boiling points of its constituents, as we seen before. You can also see in graph here the temperature versus mole fraction graph is shown. Here at point L azeotrope forms, and you can see the temperature at which point L is lower than both of the pure components boiling point. The total pressure curves passes through the maxima at certain liquid composition. As we see, it shows the positive deviation from ideality. That means the total pressure of the system greater than the ideal value. So obviously it shows the maxima in the pressure curve at certain composition at which azeotrope forms. Examples: ethanol boils at 78.4 degrees Celsius, water at 100 degree, but the azeotrope boils at 78.2 degrees Celsius, which is lower than either of its constituents. Here you can see pressure versus mole fraction graph, in which at particular point L there is a maxima is shown in the graph. Then the other graph, temperature versus mole fraction at point L, it shows the minima because it is minimum boiling azeotrope. That means the temperature is lower than its pure component boiling point. And here is the equilibrium curve x versus y. You can say here the equilibrium line, it is crossed by the graph. So at particular L there is a composition x is equal to y, and here's the azeotrope forms. Maximum boiling azeotrope. When the total pressure of the system at equilibrium is less than its ideal value, then the system is said to be negative deviation from ideality, and that solution lead to form maximum boiling azeotrope. The boiling point of this azeotrope is higher than the boiling points of its constituents, as you can see in the graph, temperature versus mole fraction graph. You can see at point L the temperature is maximum than compared to boiling point of its pure constituents. The total pressure curves passes through the minima at certain liquid composition. This certain liquid composition, at this certain liquid composition, there is a azeotrope, which is a maximum boiling azeotrope. For example, as we seen before, hydrogen chloride HCl boils at minus 84 degrees Celsius and water at 100 degrees Celsius. But the azeotrope boils at 110 degrees Celsius, which is higher than either of its constituents. There is one more thing about hydrogen chloride, that pure hydrogen chloride boiling point is minus 84 degrees Celsius. And if we consider 38% hydrogen chloride, which is considered as a strong acid, its boiling point is around 48 degrees Celsius. And if we consider a weak hydrogen chloride, which is 10% hydrogen chloride and 90% water, its boiling point is around 102 degrees Celsius. So in some cases the azeotropes are beneficial for the storage, because if we consider a pure acid or a strong hydrogen chloride acid, it will be difficult to store it. But if we consider the mixture of particular acid and water, so there is a rise in the boiling point of this mixture, and we can store it easily. And it forms azeotropes at all the compositions of hydrogen chloride and water. So there will be easier to store in the form of hydrogen chloride and water mixture. Here you can see number figure A, an azeotropic point. The total pressure curve's concentration curve reaches the minima versus concentration curves reaches the minima, because here the negative deviation from the ideality, or you can say ideal pressure, there is a total pressure is lower than the ideal pressure. Figure B, if the T versus X or T Y graph plotted, this should pass through the maximum. Hence, this mixture is called maximum boiling azeotrope. You can see at point L in temperature versus XY graph, it shows the maximum value at L. That means it is the maximum boiling azeotrope. And at point at L, the temperature is maximum and high than compared to its pure component boiling points. Figure C, at azeotropic point, the concentration of X is equal to Y. You can see at point L, curve touches the equilibrium line in the equilibrium curve. So X is equal to Y. That means at particular point L, the composition in the liquid phase and the composition in the vapor phase for particular component is same. A mixture of composition L gives a vapor of composition identical with the liquid, and it consequently boil at constant temperature and without any change of the composition. Thank you.